Hey, Cedric, thanks for a couple of minutes of your day here with our assembled media group. We will begin with Isaiah Lucas. So go ahead, Isaiah.
Hey, Cedric, just wanted to know, what was the biggest part of your game that you wanted to improve on this offseason?
The biggest part of my game was definitely using my hands. Like when playing linebacker in high school, like we were just faster than all the linemen in high school. You could just run past them. At this level, you can't really get away with that. They got good blocking schemes and all that. So really just using my hands and keeping blockers off me was one of the biggest things that I wanted to improve this offseason.
All right, and who or what has been the most influential in terms of your development since being on the team?
Without a doubt, Jeremiah Gimbel. Jeremiah is like big brother to me. Ever since I got here, he took me in, showed me the ways. Like there'd be sometimes I like go to his house, like just play video games, and he'd be like, "Yo, let's go over the playbook. Like let's go over this play. What you got in this? Testing me to see if I'm really in tune and see my development."
Thank you.
Andrew Jones.
Hey, Cedric, two of the things that we've heard about you the last couple of weeks, we're talking to Coach Bateman and a couple of your teammates, is A, how fast you are, and B, kind of what you just alluded to talking to Cedric, that you've learned stuff, that you actually know what you guys are doing inside and out. Can you kind of take us through that, getting to the point where you're a confident player on the field physically and also mentally with what you're doing?
I mean, yeah, I definitely improve my physicality, all off season. We've been working. I mean, not just me, but the whole team has been working. Coach Hef's and the strength staff has put a good program in for us to improve physically and all around, whether that's strength and that speed. And then as far as the scheme, I mean, I really didn't know much last year, as far as the scheme wise. And so like one of the biggest things this off season is that I really wanted to learn the playbook. Because, I always felt that I had, the talent. But, I mean, like, at this level, you need the mental part as well. So really just getting into the playbook and really understanding the defense was one of my biggest goals as well.
And when you do get to the point where you understand it, what differences do you notice in how you perform on the field?
Oh, you react so much quicker. And not only that, like you said, when you know what you're doing, you're more confident in yourself, and you just feel better all around. So, like I said, just learning that defense, having the confidence. I mean, matter of fact, Coach Mack just said the other day in the meeting, the more prepared you are, the more confident that you will be inside. So, just really preparing it and diving into the playbook and getting my mental part was a big thing.
Good stuff. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Okay, Ross Martin, go ahead.
Hey, Cedric, what have you seen from the offensive line this season? I mean, where have they improved? You obviously go against them every day in practice. And what certain things have you seen that stood out to you about, like, whether it be a person or a position and how they're doing?
They've improved, I mean, tremendously. I think, the biggest things is just like, last year, like, I feel like, I mean, I'm just speaking like in practice, like, we kind of ran like the same few plays. I think now they're kind of running the same plays, but maybe switching up, how they block it. And so it's giving us a bunch of different looks, and it's really actually challenging us, in our meeting rooms on how we're going to fit this up, like who's going to fit here, who's going to spill here, who's going to box here. So it's definitely, I think they've added a little bit more schematically, to make it less predictable.
And y'all added two true freshmen this year in Power and Rara. And obviously y'all are competing for the reps behind Eugene and Jeremiah, to my knowledge. What are those two guys like? What do they bring to the table? And how's that competition going for those extra reps?
Yeah, I love those guys. I mean, they bring a whole, new dynamic to the linebacker room. I mean, I know you guys have heard about, Rara's closing speed. It's ridiculous. That boy can get to the ball fast, quick in a hurry, and just power like what I see in Power. He just has like such great physicality, at the point of attack of the ball, whether it's spilling, boxing, he's just a freaking physical of nature. So they're great additions to our room. I love playing with those guys. I love helping them out, and they even help me out. You know, when I see Power going down, you know, and boxing the ball and knocking the whole lineman on his butt, you know, that's motivating for me. You know, so they're great. They're a great fit in our room. I love those guys.
Is raw speed just something special that you haven't seen before? Is there any, I mean, I know you described it pretty well, but is there anything else you can kind of tell us about what it's like to see his burst and his explosiveness?
I mean, I probably haven't seen it like that, you know, like at this level. I mean, maybe like on TV or something like professional athletes, but you know, at this level, I haven't seen anybody get to the ball like that since I got in college. So that's a huge testament to them that he's already got that attribute, you know.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, in college.
Great, thank you, man.
All right, Greg Barnes.
Hey, Cedric, you mentioned Brian Hess's program. With you being on campus now for a year or so, how have you seen your body change? You know, what are some noticeable things with your physicality and kind of how you're built that have changed since being on campus?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely gotten bigger. I think when I first, you know, stepped on campus, we were doing checking and all that. I weighed in at about 198. I'm about 225 now. So I think a huge testament is just he has a great strength program. I mean, we get it in during the off season. We get it in for real in that weight room. But not only that, but having a great nutrition staff and just like informing us on what to put in our body, how many meals we should eat a day, how many calories we should have, so that we, you know, do gain the weight or lose the weight that we ever need to get the kind of the body that we want, you know, to play the game.
And Coach Thigpen had mentioned that you're playing both positions. Is that a challenge, kind of learning both of those spots, and where do you feel more comfortable?
It's definitely been a little bit of challenge. I think the really biggest challenge is just like, you know, in practice, like literally one play I could be at the mic, and then the next play I'll be at the wheel. So I just like it's kind of hard, you know, changing the mindset, you know, back and forth so quickly. But I mean, I'm confident in both positions. Like I said, you know, over the offseason, Jeremiah Gemmell helped me a lot with learning the mic position, considering that's what he plays. So, I mean, I feel confident about both positions. I know both positions pretty well, but I definitely say the challenge would be just kind of going back and forth between them in practice and switching up my mindsets.
Great, thank you.
Okay, Cedric, thanks for a couple minutes of your time today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.